This is Alien Grounds, and I'm going to demonstrate the first group of lines of music. There's 7 lines of music on the first page, and I plan to do this first video covering those 7, then to make a separate video for the lines on page 2. Okay, so this fingering is just something I came up with to suggest. If you come up with one that you feel works better, we can talk about it, or feel free to use it. Hopefully it'll work. But this gives you something to go on. Okay, line 1. So I'm going slowly. This is slower than the tempo. The one fingering that I'm doing there is, at this point, changing quickly to that middle finger, and then you're going to this. I think that should be pretty straightforward. Line 2, barring the 4th fret. Then you have to make a quick jump to here. The tempo doesn't go very fast. It's probably about so you have to make a quick jump from with your middle finger from there to there, which is not. This is measure 2 of line 2. That's not what I, let's see, okay, so measure 3, ideally if you can avoid muting the first string when you go with your pinky, but you don't have to go crazy about that. Okay, that's the second line. The third line. And then that repeats if you decide to repeat it. There's the one shift in there that is. And then you're shifting back to here. So that's between measure 2 and measure 3. Okay, line 4. We're up at G sharp here at the 16th fret. So you have the first 2 beats are rests. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, that's line 4. Here's line 5, which is more complicated. Okay, so we have 1 and 2 and we're up here. We're going to explain that a little bit more. We're here. Oops, wait a second. This is the first measure. That's pretty straightforward. Then I fingered it this way so you're in position. You have this little E minor triad. And then you're in measure 3. So this is measure 3 again. So you're back to that little shape, and then your ring finger is there, and you move back here. Okay, and line 6, which is also more involved. I'm going to take it slow. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to do that measure again. Keep in mind you have D sharp and C sharp. Now B and D natural. That's measure 2. Here's measure 2 again of line 6. Then measure 3 of line 6 has the exact same triplet. That's a triplet of quarter notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and... Okay, measure 4 once again. So it's back to the beginning. That's line 6. Line 7 is just the repeated rhythmic pattern of the open E. That one's very easy. That's the end of page 1. I'm going to point out that we'll go over this in the discussion of the piece, but whenever anyone plays any of those lines, you need to line up so that you're always starting in at the same beat. I think that'll become apparent as we play through it. If you had 7 guitarists and you played every single line here, you would always start on the first measure and play. There's no, like if somebody's halfway through, you don't start a line. If if a couple of people, wait until the person repeats it or what, that's always got to be lined up. It's literally that way. Not so for measure lines on page 2, which we'll get to in the next video.